Hey boys and girls, welcome back from the Grand Canyon. What we're going to be doing over the next 3 days is going into narrative writing. So we're going to get ready to dive into narrative writing. So welcome to Writer's Workshop. Now, one of the things that you need to learn about is what is narrative writing. And narrative writing is telling a story. And it's telling a story, and what we're going to do is we're going to tell a real narrative writing piece. So something that actually happened to you, happened to me. And so we're going to write that story. So one of the things that we have to do is you have to brainstorm. And remember, brainstorming is where you start thinking about something that you could tell a story about, something that really happened to you. So right now, I want you to think for a moment. Think about something that has actually happened to you that we can write about. Take a moment to think. Now, I want you to take a moment and I want you to turn and tell somebody something about that. Tell your story to someone. So go on and pause this and head off and tell your story to somebody. Now that you're back, now let's get ready to write. So over the next 3 days, we're going to write this story, because this book is all about the same thing. So this book is all about something that happened to you. And what I'm going to be writing book is about me going over and getting dinner for my family. So that's what I'm going to write about. This true story about me getting in my car, heading to the restaurant, picking up dinner, and coming on back home. So that's how simple it is. So let's dive into my book, and I'm going to start. And I'm going to start with my title. Going to dinner. And I need to write who the author is, so I'm going to write by Mr. Stahl. Now, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want some paper to use. You can always use your Seesaw journal if you need to, but if not, grab some paper. So you're going to actually make the book together. So you're going to need about 3, 4, 5 pieces of paper, depending on how long your story is. And you're going to go on. And remember, that first page is that title. Just like the books that we read, we always have the title. So here's my title, Going to Dinner. Now, I'm going to get ready to tell you the first part of my story. The first thing about my story is I am getting in my car to drive to get dinner. So I need to write that. I am getting in my car. So I want to write that sentence. And I had to capitalize that I, if you remember, because I is capital and it's the first word of my sentence. I am getting in my car to get dinner. So now I'm going to draw a picture. So here I'm going to draw my picture. And remember, I'm going to draw a quick picture. That way we can keep on writing and you can head off to write. And then here's my car. Here's some doors. So there's my car. Now I want to tell you the second part of my story. The second is I am getting in my car. Now I am driving to the restaurant. I am driving to the... And I don't have enough space for restaurant, so I'm going to slide down to the next line. Period. I'm making sure I put that punctuation. And now I'm going to draw the road. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause right there, because tomorrow I want to write the rest of my story. So what I want you to do is I want you to take some time. I want you to really think about the story that you want to write about, this true thing that happened, to tell a story, a narrative writing piece about something that actually happened to you. I want you to go on and make that title, if you know the title, and go on and start working on it. Tomorrow, we're going to come back to it, and we're going to add more, because great writers add more to your writing, like we did last week with our informational piece. That's what we're going to work on. I want you also to take a picture so you can send it to your teacher so they can see the first part of your story in case they want to give you some feedback so you can be ready for the next day. I can't wait to see this. I can't wait for us to dive in, and I can't wait to show you the restaurant that I'm headed to. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow.